because you couldn't be here tonight. But we're going to try to do another bundle tonight, and we picked up letters to distribute, so hopefully we can distribute those next week, or like before this weekend or next week if needed. And then we're trying to do the final exam event around final exam, probably the week before final exam, so that we get back from Thanksgiving break. But we might end up putting it on hold and just doing another distribution on campus instead of trying to organize a thing where somebody's at the table during the day. It might get too complicated, but then next semester it'll actually happen.
Eckerd College is a private liberal arts school that is located on Florida's Gulf Coast. The school has approximately 2,000 students, but what is very impressive is that although the school is small, it has many clubs. One club in particular that stands out is EC Campus Cursive.
The organization our club chapter falls under is called More Love Letters, and I first heard about it when I saw a video on a website called Upworthy. The basic idea behind the club is to write anonymous letters of encouragement, and then through leaving them around campus in places that are often visited by students, so like classrooms or just like around the residence halls, that it can bring a sense of positivity to those individuals in our community that we might not interact with on a daily basis, but that share the commonality with us that we're all members of the Eckerd community. I think that for me, something that's really important is the belief that everyone has something important to offer, and that in turn there's always someone who can use whatever you have to give, whatever that might be, even if it's really small, like just like an inspirational quote you wrote on an envelope and left in the bathroom where they found it when they're having a rough day. And I think that is something important that our club achieves and tries to achieve since it's new, but hopefully is something that will happen more as we continue to leave letters. This semester we've been meeting bi-weekly, so every other week, and during those meetings, whoever's able to come, or if they can only stop by for a little bit of time, we just bring supplies, we write letters together, listen to music, hang out, talk about our weeks, just kind of get to know each other on a very casual basis within the club, and then find ways to write letters. We build up our letter collections to then go put them around campus, and that's like within the Eckerd community. And we also have written one, it's called a letter bundle, where we write letters targeted at a specific individual who's going through a rough point in their life for whatever reason, and write them letters of encouragement and then send them off. So we had one person in our club bring to our attention somebody she knew who was having a rough time, and we wrote a letter bundle for her.
I have a really good friend back home, and about 2 weeks ago her dad passed away. It was totally unexpected, and I haven't really talked to her very much about it because I know how hard it is. But I know she would definitely appreciate it if we sent her like a bundle. I think that would provide her some comfort and support during this time. So yeah. I know it's like pretty vague, but it's probably getting questions.
I think that just throughout my whole life being referred to as like a quiet leader, as if it's a really good thing, which I think it is, because sometimes being a really good leader is being a really good follower. I think that I want to be able to still maintain that quiet leadership style, so like through writing anonymous letters of encouragement. I think they're anonymous, so it's clearly a quiet form of leadership, but to also be able to have a meaningful impact in the Eckerd community. I think that there are other people, students on campus with a similar quiet style of leadership who maybe aren't able to find a way to impact the community in the way they necessarily want to, just because there's all these like leadership opportunities like through ecos and doing like taking initiative in things, but it's hard to feel like you're having an impact if you're not like seeing results kind of. And through putting letters around campus and contributing to a small group of people working to build these collections of letters, I think that it gives more of a sense of purpose and a sense that you're really making a difference in the community in still a way that is leadership, but in a more natural style for each individual. I think it's an opportunity for leaders in our community who may tend to have a more quiet style of leadership to do just that, and also in the process having meaningful impact in the Eckerd community. I also think that small efforts add up. I know that small efforts add up. And I think when they add up, there's a ripple effect, and that means that the entire community can be affected in a positive way, because if one person receives a positive letter that makes their day a little bit better and gives them the ability to then go do something nice for someone else who maybe isn't expecting it, that can get carried through the community as a whole, and I think makes the community stronger, but also shows that we care about each other, and it's like the reminders, I think, that other people care about you even if you don't know them directly. That's really, really powerful. It never hurts to bring a little positivity to someone else's day. We can try at least, and we can hope that in some small way it's helpful to them. I think it's also really easy to underestimate the influence of little things, of small gestures that, when they're kind, have an undeniably powerful effect in the best possible way. And I think people forget that because, especially as college students, we're stressed pretty much all the time. We always have lots of things on our mind, lots of things to divide our attention between. And I think that's also partly why the small gestures have such a powerful influence, because when you're so bogged down in all these things you have to do, you're trying to meet deadlines, you're trying to uphold like your reputation within the community and just like be a decent human being to your friends and maintain contact with family back home. When you're so overwhelmed with all of those different things and responsibilities you have to like tend to, that when you get a reminder from someone in the community, regardless if you know them or not personally, that you are worthy and you are doing your best and people recognize that, I think can be a really huge like pick-me-up kind of, and remind you that you're doing your best and that's enough because it's your best.